Welcome to the School of the Lost Tribes. For the chosen of the Most High, who need to study to show themselves approved unto the Messiah, sign up at schoolofthelosttribes.teachable.com. Throughout history, the children of Israel, the chosen people of Yahweh, have been scattered among the nations. Despite this dispersion, their calling remains unchanged. The covenant made with their forefathers is still in effect, and their role as the righteous remnant of Yahweh remains intact. However, many fail to understand that simply being an Israelite does not grant automatic entry before Yahweh Shai. Just as a martial artist must train diligently to achieve higher belts, we, as the lost sheep of Israel, must attain spiritual growth through study, discipline, and unwavering faith. The path to spiritual mastery. In the book of 2 Timothy 2:15, it is written, "Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." This verse teaches us that knowledge of the Scriptures is essential. One cannot claim to be part of the 144,000 if they have not labored in the truth. The path to salvation is not through mere identity, but through works, sacrifice, and a life dedicated to righteousness. The righteous must undergo trials, just as a warrior sharpens his sword. Sirach 2:1-5 reminds us, "My son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity." The path of the elect is not easy, but it is rewarding. Only those who endure until the end will be found worthy to stand before Yahweh Shai. The 144,000, the disciples of Yahweh Shai from the beginning. Revelation speaks of the 144,000, a special elect group chosen from the 12 tribes of Israel. In Revelation 14:4, it states, "These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the firstfruits unto Yahweh and to the Lamb." The phrase "not defiled with women" does not mean literal celibacy, but rather that they have not been corrupted by the false doctrines of the world. They have remained faithful to Yahweh's truth and did not turn aside to the ways of the heathens. Furthermore, Revelation 7:3-4 confirms the sealing of the elect, saying, "Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our Yahweh in their foreheads. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel." This sealing is a sign of their divine appointment. They have been set apart from the world and chosen to reign in the coming kingdom. They sacrificed worldly desires, endured tribulation, and remained steadfast in their faith. The reward for the righteous. The elect are promised great rewards for their loyalty and sacrifice. In Matthew 19:28, Yahweh Shai tells his disciples, "Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me, in the regeneration when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel." This means that the 144,000 will be rulers in the kingdom to come. They will receive crowns of glory and will judge the very people they were once scattered among. This is confirmed again in 2 Esdras 2:42-47, where Ezra sees a vision of Yahweh Shai placing crowns upon the heads of the elect. "I, Esdras, saw upon the Mount Sion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of God. Now are they crowned, and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of God, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Moreover, Romans 8:17 says, And if children, then heirs, heirs of Yahweh, and joint heirs with Yahweh, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. This shows that suffering is part of the journey. The elect must endure trials, just as Yahweh endured the cross. Their faithfulness will lead to eternal rulership in righteousness. Conclusion: the true path of the chosen. The journey of the elect is not one of comfort or complacency. It is one of discipline, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to Yahweh's law. Many are called, but few are chosen. The 144,000 have been training from ancient times until now, following the teachings of Yahweh with all their heart and soul. Just as a martial artist does not earn his black belt without years of dedicated training, the elect do not receive their crowns without first proving their worth through obedience and endurance. The reward is not given to those who simply claim to be Israelites, but to those who actively walk in righteousness, study diligently, and forsake the world for the truth. Yahweh is coming soon, and only those who have been found worthy will stand before him. Will you be among them? Shalom to the elect. Not defiled with women, physical and symbolic meaning in the scriptures. Throughout history, women have played a significant role in both the strengthening and the downfall of Israelite men. The phrase "not defiled with women" in Revelation 14:4 has a dual meaning, both physical and symbolic. It refers not only to Israelite men who abstain from defilement through unrighteous relationships with foreign women, but also to those who have remained pure from false doctrines and spiritual corruption. The scriptures show that women, when not in righteous order, have been tools of deception against the Israelite man, leading him away from Yahweh. From Eve's deception of Adam to Solomon's fall due to his foreign wives, the influence of women has been a crucial factor in Israelite history. The Most High has called men to serve him directly, while women are commanded to serve and follow a righteous man, not to lead or corrupt him. Eve, the first to deceive the Israelite man. The foundation of deception in Israel began in the Garden of Eden. In Genesis 3:1-6, Eve was deceived by the serpent and then influenced Adam to follow her into transgression. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Genesis 3:6. Eve's role in leading Adam into sin set the precedent for how women can be used as tools to deceive the Israelite man. This act caused all of mankind to fall under sin, showing the extreme consequences of an Israelite man following an unrighteous woman rather than leading her in righteousness. Samson, strength destroyed by a woman. One of the most well-known examples of an Israelite man being defiled by a woman is Samson and Delilah. Despite being blessed with supernatural strength from Yahweh, Samson allowed himself to be seduced and deceived by a foreign woman, which led to his downfall. And she made him sleep upon her knees, and she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head, and she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him. Judges 16:19. Delilah was used by the Philistines to discover the source of Samson's strength and ultimately led to his capture and humiliation. This is a clear example of how an unrighteous woman can weaken and destroy even the mightiest of Israelite men when they fail to uphold discipline and wisdom. Solomon, the wisest man led astray. King Solomon, known for his great wisdom, fell into idolatry because of his many foreign wives. Despite being blessed by Yahweh, Solomon's love for these women led him to sin against the Most High. For it came to pass, when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with Yahweh his power, as was the heart of David his father. 1 Kings 11:4. This is a prime example of how foreign women bring their own cultures, religions, and pagan traditions, influencing the offspring of Israelite men and leading them into sin. When an Israelite man takes a woman of another nation, he not only risks his own soul, but also corrupts future generations. Foreign women and their pagan influence. Yahweh strictly commanded the Israelites not to intermarry with foreign women because of their idolatrous practices and corrupting influence. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of Yahweh be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. Deuteronomy 7:3-4. Women are the first teachers of children. A woman who follows pagan customs will instill those beliefs in her children, corrupting the Israelite bloodline and leading them away from Yahweh's commandments. This is why intermarriage with heathen women has always been a significant threat to the nation of Israel. Symbolic meaning: false doctrines and spiritual fornication. In addition to the physical aspect, the phrase "not defiled with women" also has a symbolic meaning. Women in Scripture often represent philosophies, doctrines, and spiritual seductions that lead Israelites away from the truth. The 144,000 elect mentioned in Revelation are those who have not been deceived by false doctrines. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. Revelation 14:4. The term virgins here refers not to physical celibacy, but to spiritual purity, meaning they have not been corrupted by the false teachings of Christianity, Islam, or any other ideology that leads Israelites away from Yahweh's truth. They have remained faithful to Yahweh's laws, statutes, and commandments. In Proverbs 7:10-27, the strange woman represents false doctrine. With her much fair speech she caused him to yield, with the flattering of her lips she forced him. He goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter. Let not thine heart decline to her ways, go not astray in her paths. This strange woman is symbolic of pagan religions, false Christianity, and misleading ideologies that have defiled many Israelites and led them away from the truth. The order of Yahweh: men lead, women follow. In the divine order of Yahweh, men are called to serve him, and women are called to serve righteous men. The Most High did not create women to lead men, but to be helpers to them. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahweh Shai, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahweh Shai is Yahweh. 1 Corinthians 11:3. Women who attempt to usurp authority over men disrupt the natural order and bring chaos. This is why Scripture repeatedly emphasizes that men must be strong in their leadership and not be swayed by women's emotions or worldly desires. A righteous woman will support, uplift, and follow her man in truth. A wicked woman will manipulate, deceive, and corrupt a man's judgment. That is why Proverbs warns, "It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and an angry woman." Proverbs 21:19. Conclusion: keeping Israel pure. The phrase "not defiled with women" is both literal and symbolic. It warns Israelite men against the dangers of unrighteous women who weaken and corrupt them, as seen with Eve, Delilah, and Solomon's wives. Foreign women who bring idolatry and pagan customs into the household, leading to generational sin. False doctrines and spiritual fornication that defile the mind and soul, pulling Israelites away from the truth of Yahweh. Men of Israel must remain pure and steadfast, following the commandments of Yahweh and leading their households in righteousness. Women must submit to righteous leadership, understanding that their role is to support and not to deceive. Only then can the nation of Israel be restored in strength, wisdom, and holiness. Shalom to the elect. The path of mastery, training for Yahweh's wisdom. The journey of an awakened Israelite is much like that of a martial artist striving to become a master. Though the knowledge of Yahweh is freely given to his chosen people, it is not attained without discipline, consistency, and sacrifice. Just as a student of martial arts does not earn a black belt overnight, an Israelite does not gain true wisdom simply by waking up to their heritage. The process requires rigorous study, unwavering commitment, and daily refinement of the spirit. The white belt, awakening to truth. In martial arts, every student begins as a white belt, a beginner with little knowledge but a great desire to learn. This is the same as when an Israelite first awakens to their true identity. They realize they are not just another person lost in the world, but a chosen vessel of Yahweh, set apart from the nations. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, an holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. 1 Peter 2:9. This moment of awakening is powerful, but it is only the first step. Many Israelites stop here, thinking that just knowing their heritage is enough. But just as a white belt cannot claim mastery, an Israelite cannot claim wisdom simply because they now know their lineage. The yellow belt, the struggle of discipline. As the martial artist begins to train, they face their first great challenge, discipline. Every kick, every punch, every stance must be repeated thousands of times to build strength and precision. Likewise, the Israelite must learn the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh and apply them daily. Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. 2 Timothy 2:15. At this stage, many fall away. The excitement of learning fades, and the reality of the discipline required sets in. This is where we separate those who are truly dedicated from those who only claim to be Israelites by name. A martial artist must train even when they are tired, and an Israelite must study even when distractions call. The green belt, overcoming trials. A student who continues training advances to the green belt, where their techniques become sharper, but they begin to face real opposition. In martial arts, this is where sparring begins, facing opponents who challenge them physically and mentally. For the Israelite, this represents the trials and tribulations that come with following Yahweh. Family may reject you, friends may ridicule you, the world may pressure you to return to your old ways. My son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, prepare thy soul for temptation. Sirach 2:1. A weak martial artist will quit after a few hard hits. A weak Israelite will fold when persecution comes. But those who endure and press forward are sharpening themselves, just as iron sharpens iron. The brown belt, mastering the flesh. At the brown belt level, a martial artist has spent years training. Their techniques are refined, but now they must learn to master their own mind and body. The true enemy is not their opponent, but themselves, their fear, their doubt, their weaknesses. For an Israelite, this is the stage where they must master their fleshly desires and fully submit to the will of Yahweh. The world offers temptations, money, lust, pride, but a true servant of Yahweh must conquer these distractions. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. 1 Corinthians 9:27. This level of mastery is rare. Many Israelites know the laws, but do not have the discipline to apply them in all areas of life. Just as a martial artist must train his body to move instinctively, an Israelite must train his spirit to follow righteousness without hesitation. The black belt, walking in true wisdom. The black belt is not the end. It is the beginning of true mastery. A black belt is no longer just a student. He is a teacher, a leader, a warrior. He moves with precision, thinks with clarity, and acts with wisdom. Likewise, an Israelite who reaches this level is no longer just a learner of the law, but a true disciple of Yahweh Shai. They are 144,000 ready to stand before the king because they have proven their dedication through years of study, trials, and overcoming their flesh. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. Revelation 14:4. A black belt does not need to prove himself in every fight. His presence alone demands respect. An Israelite who walks in righteousness does not need to announce his wisdom. His actions speak for him. The journey never ends. A martial artist does not stop training after reaching black belt. He continues to sharpen his skills daily, refining his movements and deepening his knowledge. Likewise, the Israelite journey never ends. The path of wisdom is lifelong. Those who reach the highest levels understand that the process itself is the reward. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Ecclesiastes 12:13. The Most High has freely given us wisdom, but only those who are dedicated, disciplined, and consistent will attain mastery. The white belts will fall away. The undisciplined will lose their way. But those who train daily, who study without ceasing, and who master their flesh will rise to the highest level. Will you be one of them? Shalom to the elect. A warning to the called. Prepare for hate and persecution. When Yahweh calls you to teach, know that you are stepping onto a path filled with trials. This world does not love the truth, and those who stand for righteousness will face slander, lies, and betrayal, even from their own people. Yahweh himself was rejected, mocked, and ultimately crucified by those he came to save. If the Master endured this, his true servants will endure the same. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. John 15:18. The 144,000 men of the 12 tribes are not those who have gained riches and power in this world. They are the ones who have forsaken everything for the calling, walking away from worldly desires and standing firm in truth. Matthew 19:29 says, "And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life." This is the cost of following Yahweh. Those who seek wealth, status, and comfort cannot be counted among the elect. The true servants of Yahweh will be tested, ridiculed, and persecuted, but they must remain steadfast. Pick up your cross and follow, for the road to the kingdom is narrow, and only the chosen will endure.